Oh, where's the gentleman?
We'll be back round in about 10 minutes, so...
Well, I lie to you. Don't know why you're bothered.
577 from Sierra Oscar.
Go ahead.
Got a burglary. 27 Snoppany Road, just round the corner from you.
All right.
You want to see a Miss Lisa Unsworth? She was the one that got turned over.
Okay, thanks, George.
Why do they always ask for the bloke?
That's a terrific filing system you got there, Tosh.
Yeah, well, if I'd have wanted to spend my life sitting behind a desk, I'd have gone to work for the Inland Revenue.
We all work for them, pal.
Sure, you're telling me. I'll get it.
Come on, Jim. Look lively.
That's his early start, Scarf.
Hello, yeah.
Not on.
What you need is a nice big breakfast. Eggs, bacon, black pudding.
Please. Please.
Just be grateful you're not out with a Scotsman. He's dawn raiding again.
No back exit.
Come on, come on.
What the hell do you want?
Morning, Jeff.
Search warrant?
Uh-huh.
Will you never give up?
We have reason to believe you've been handling stolen motorcycles. May we?
Be my guest. Why are they always such a maze, these places?
This is it. Hello? It's the police. Hello? It's over now. It's okay. You're all right, madam. It's Sunhill Police.
Ready, fire.
Yeah, Jamie. Thought...
36582 GQR.
Yep.
Purchase invoice, please. Next.
It's Kawasaki.
Kawasaki Z1000 Mark II, love.
Just find us the paperwork, please, sir.
You're wasting your time, you know. They're all 100% kosher.
That's not what my information says.
Snout!
Something interesting through here, Skip. Come on.
Got a Suzuki here. Check the plates, and they seem to come from a Honda. Reported stolen.
Really? Do you know anything about this?
News to me.
Does this bike belong to you? Jeffrey Barker, I'm arresting you on suspicion of handling stolen goods. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be put in writing and used in evidence. We'd better take it in. We'll get Socko onto the frame number, see what a few photos can turn up.
You're fitting me up.
We haven't charged you with anything yet.
Jim. Jim.
Push it from there, push it from there.
I didn't know you got your HGV licence, buddy.
Right, Tosh. Hello, mate. Just making sure the kid's all right. Cat's in there with the mum. Gently, gently, eh?
Yeah, we know what to expect. Hello.
Lisa, this is DC Lyons and DC Carver from CID. Lisa Unsworth.
Hiya. Hello.
Do you want a coffee?
No, don't you bother about us, love.
Lisa, I think it'd help if you told them what you told me. I'm not sure I want to.
That's all right. There's plenty of time. No rush.
Oh, it isn't easy. I was so scared.
I know, love. But with your help, we can catch him. Before he does to somebody else.
Do you want to go straight to an interview room?
How long did his brief reckon?
10 minutes, he said.
He's already had 15. We'll give it another 5, then we might as well do something useful. Interview room.
What about me? I've got a shop to open, you know.
Well, get on and tell us about the dodgy plates, then.
There's nothing to tell.
If you've been ringing bikes, forensic can find it. You know that.
If you had the evidence, you wouldn't be half so keen on a statement. You ain't got enough, and you know it. And I know it.
Let's just wait for your brief, then, shall we? A cell, please, John.
So, you weren't expecting any kind of delivery?
No.
You sure?
You want to make out this is my fault, don't you?
No, not at all. No.
I was the one who was attacked, you know.
Yes, I know, look. Look, all I've got to find out is whether this is an opportunist or whether it's somebody deliberately conning his way into people's houses. Now, that's all. Okay?
Okay.
Right. So, now, he says he's got a parcel for you, yeah?
Yeah. Had my address on it and all. Said he'd bring it in, said it was too heavy for me.
And you let him in?
Of course I did.
Anybody would. Then what happened?
Well, he put the parcel down just over there. I said, thanks. He turned back to the door, but instead of going out, he shut the door and turned back to me.
Where was Jeremy at this point?
Playing on the floor just over there.
Go on.
Well, then he said, ever so calm, real nasty. He wanted cash, jewellery, anything like that. Otherwise, Jamie'd get it.
Was he armed?
A knife. Flick knife.
If you saw him again, would you know him?
I'd know him. But you better not let me see him again.
Oh, yes, I did see him. I thought, oh, someone's in for a nice birthday surprise. Oh, I never thought
Well,
that.
who would?
Mind you, I'd never let anyone in here without seeing their credentials. Good.
So you saw the man, did you? You didn't see the van by any chance, did you?
Well, that's what I'm telling you, young man. That's what I saw.
Could you give us a description?
Of the man?
Of the van?
Oh, yes. Well, it was big, blue, a red stripe down the side. No, green. No, red.
I'm telling you, a bloke brought the bike in and asked me to repair it.
But you didn't get his name.
I can't remember.
What was wrong with the bike?
No, clutch was nicked. I have nothing to say.
Governor wants a word.
You two carry on.
All right.
Yeah, fine.
DS Gregg leaves the room. Interview continues in the presence of DC Dashwood and WDC Martella.
I must protest, Mr. Dashwood. There really does seem to be insufficient evidence to justify keeping my client here any longer. He's a respected local shopkeeper.
You really think we got a search warrant without evidence?
The evidence required for a warrant is vastly different from that required in a criminal trial.
Not if that evidence happens to be a bike purchased last week from Mr. Barker, which has been traced as stolen and rung.
I trust you can produce this evidence for me, Mr. Dashwood.
Of course. So, is Mr. Barker interested in making a statement?
I'd like 5 minutes alone with my client, please.
My pleasure.
Nobody tells me anything. I didn't know he'd traced one of his ringers. I hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, what does it matter once we get the full statement? We can make the connections ourselves then. It's just a bit of gamesmanship, Viv.
But every single time, you can't leave it to chance.
Right. You got a moment, sir?
My door is always open to the gentlemen of the CID.
Thank you. You remember the delivery man investigation about 8 months ago?
No result, as I recall.
Yeah, well, he's back. He did a flat in Camford Estate this morning.
Much damage.
A couple £100. Gold necklace.
Hardly worth all his effort.
Nasty shock for the woman, though, sir.
And?
Look, we know his MO. He'll be doing these estates today and maybe a bit tomorrow. We've got to go full out for it, sir. All I'm asking for is for a couple of extra officers to patrol the Atherley and Petro estates.
Good idea.
Yeah, it won't be forever, just till tomorrow night. Less if we get a result.
I should warn you that yours is the third request for attention I've had this week. So, as soon as I've looked at the other two...
No, sir, it's got to be today. He'll be gone tomorrow.
Just as soon as I can.
Right, thank you, sir.
By the way, any progress on those prisoners' property vouchers? I sent you a reminder last week.
They're next on my list.
Only the Chief Inspector's on my back about the store again. He's got a truckload he wants to send up to Chalk Farm.
Just as soon as I can. Thank you, sir.
Interview recommenced. Same persons present.
My client is interested in making a statement.
Good. We're glad he's seen sense.
But I needn't remind you, need I, that any statement made as a result of Non-existent evidence would be inadmissible in court.
No, you needn't.
So perhaps I should just see some written proof before we go any further, Mr. Dashwood. Photocopies will do.
You did what?
Heat of the moment. Don't know what came over me.
We were getting there. We had him on the run. But you just couldn't wait, eh? Had to do it yourself.
Look, there's no harm done, is there?
We're going to have to go down there and tell that brief we haven't got one word of this spectacular evidence against this client.
I'll do it.
Dead right you'll do it.
What was Parker going to think then, eh? He's going to be cock-a-hoop.
He isn't going to give us a statement.
You've set us back hours. We'll end up having to release him.
He'll talk.
Where is he now?
Back in his cell.
Get on to Socko, see how soon they can rush us through those photos on that bike.
Right.
Just pray his brief doesn't get nasty.
I really can't see any grounds for not letting my client go.
We wish to interview Mr. Barker further.
And get on and interview him.
In due course.
Well, what are the reasons for delaying the interview?
We're awaiting other statements. Fingerprints.
Well, that could take forever. I think I'm going to have to see the duty officer.
There's no need for that.
Are you saying you're prepared to release my client?
Tosh, this is crazy. Two of us can't cover that amount of ground. We need at least...
We're still going to nail it.
We aren't on the same side as uniform, do they know?
Look, Jim, it's down to us, right? Now, listen, from his old methods, it means it's either the Petro estate or the flats off Lessing Road.
You reckon?
I know he will. I know him. OK? Now, you cut from the Petro to the High Street, I'll do the High Street to Lessing Road. All right?
Your helicopter or mine?
Very funny.
Oi! How goes it with friend Barker?
Don't ask.
All right, I won't. I've just had CPS on the phone. They want you in court this afternoon.
It's check fraud, right?
That's the one.
I'm not called till tomorrow.
3 witnesses gone down, apparently.
Oh, terrific. That's 6 months' work, that investigation. If CPS blow it out now...
Don't worry. It's watertight.
They want Tosh as well.
Yeah. But listen, when you tell him, go easy. He's got something else planned for this afternoon.
We'll need to ask you a few more questions in a couple of weeks.
Oh, any time. Glad to be of assistance.
Come on.
Of course, a bit more warning would be quite nice next time. I'm sure Mr. Gregg knows that.
Hurts, doesn't it?
When we get the forensic, we'll have him.
But I'm right in the middle of this. It's this afternoon or never.
We've worked too long on this case to jeopardise it now, Tosh.
I was only arresting officer.
Makes no difference.
I thought you was busy with those wrong bikes.
As it happens, my afternoon is now free.
So there's no way you're going to try and talk the CPS round?
We've got a meeting with the brief at 12:30. You reread your statement yet?
I haven't even found it.
I've got copies of everything if you want.
I don't believe it. He's going to get away again.
It's right, Tosh. I'll cover it.
All I want to do is catch a villain. And will they let me?
Take it easy, Tosh.
Oh, these barristers, they think they know everything.
Hello.
Mrs. Dickens, DC Lights.
Pleased to meet you.
Sorry to be late. The judge wanted a word.
That's okay.
I hope we haven't interrupted your day too much.
Not at all. How's it going?
Oh, counsel for number 1 villain's being a bit difficult.
Nasty.
He's decided to cross-examine our handwriting expert and hasn't finished yet.
Don't tell me we've got a delay.
But his evidence will hold up, won't it?
Oh, yes, it's watertight. No, he's just tried to blind the jury with science. I'd do the same.
Just when will the expert finish?
He's probably got another hour.
So are you going to get to us?
Well, after him comes the bank manager, so we might get to you by 3:30.
It's just I've got a very pressing investigation on at the moment. I've got to do it today.
Oh, well, I suppose we might be able to make a good guess by, say, 3 o'clock or 15:15.
Only I've got to be there.
It would be very inconvenient if we happen to need you, Tosh.
It's all right. I've got my radio just running through to the station. I can be here within half an hour.
We can't jeopardise the case.
I can be here in half an hour.
Well, I suppose if your other case is very urgent, I certainly don't want to have kept you here unnecessarily.
Alistair's got my number.
This is crazy. The chances of us
Oh, it's
spotting
worth a try. Come on, we don't want other women ending up like Lisa, do we?
Of course not.
Well then,
As soon as he sees us, he's going to run a mile.
then we'll have done that much at least.
It just means... Oh, blimey.
I've just seen him. What? I've just seen the van I saw this morning.
Are you sure?
Oh, of course I'm sure, young man. Really. He's down there. Down there. Well, quick, he'll get away.
Leave it to us, eh?
Who are you after?
Sierra Oscar 487. Reported sighting of delivery man's van on... What's the name of the street?
Gatley Street.
Gatley Street. Check it out, Roach.
Thanks, Kathy. We'll let CID know.
She did say green, didn't she?
Or red or blue. Sierra Oscar from 487. Come on, George.
Yeah, sorry, Kath. There was a queue for the computer. The van is registered to a Michael Sheridan, an address in Southend. Do you want it? Over.
Right now, thanks.
Have you checked the number?
It's privately owned.
And it's definitely the one she saw earlier?
Yeah.
Here he goes. Right. Let's have a word.
Sierra Oscar from 487. We're going to investigate the van and the driver. We'll keep you informed.
We're supposed to get on our bikes and make work. We don't need you lot knocking us off them.
I'm sorry, sir. Your van just happened to fit a description, that's all.
It's diabolical stopping people, accusing them when they haven't done nothing.
No, sure. But I'm sorry, mate. It was my mistake.
I've got enough work on my hands as it is.
What are you doing here? I'm out on licence. Just as low, too. A green van with a stripe down it. What am I supposed to do with that? Right, we'll split the area up as we planned then. Well, not until I've had lunch. All right.
You're on.
Already?
No one wanted to cross-examine. You'd better call your mate.
I'm fast.
Detective Sergeant Gregg.
Yeah.
Can you please come in?
Yeah, right.
I know you're here.
Would you tell us your full name, please?
Alistair Gregg, Detective Sergeant attached to Sunhill Police Station.
And tell me, Sergeant Gregg, when did you first become aware that stolen cheques were being passed in Sunhill?
Please let it be.
DC lines from Sierra Oscar.
DC lines receiving. Go ahead.
Got an urgent message from the court, Tosh. They need you back ASAP.
Oh, no. Listen. I've got a suspect under surveillance. It's the delivery man. I may need assistance immediately.
That'll be at least 15. Everyone's gone to a disturbance down the Market Tav.
Right, well, listen. Get me DC Carver here, now, as soon as possible, right? It's number 10 Regis Street. And listen, you've not spoken to me, right?
Sierra Oscar from DC Carver.
Tell him it better be the real thing this time.
If you love just so
Scannell CID. We've been after this one for a long time. Sorry about the delay. Why don't you sit down? I'm arresting you for attempted burglary. You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. Now you stay there! Sierra Oscar, from DC Lines, come in. Right, listen. I've made an arrest. Now where the hell's Carver? Well, you tell him to hurry up, eh? For God's sake. Do you have a spare safety pin, love?
And that was in March.
No, February. I really didn't want to call this woman so early, you know.
I've called the station. There's no trouble. He'll be here in 10 minutes max.
It simply has to be Lyons
So
next.
you were back
In
at
case
work in the bank for the
100%
last
reliable,
week in
he'll be here.
I can see this whole case going up in smoke. The jury will be so
He'll
confused.
be here.
Every time we lose, the net
What
blames
date
us.
did you return to work?
This is
Do you
just the
recall?
sort of thing.
Well, you took your time, fast as I could. Yeah, well, come on, get up. Up you get. Come on. Right, it's all yours.
Aren't you bringing him in?
No, I'm late for court. But, look, you book him in and I'll go and see the Sarge later.
And just don't forget, Monroe's having a crackdown after Mike's little blunder.
Well, that's all we need, isn't it, eh? Come on.
If I understand you correctly, Mrs. Dickens, you do not wish to call any witness other than this Mr. Lyons. And yet you tell me that you cannot find this Mr. Lyons.
Detective Constable Lyons was urgently called away on police business, but is even now on his way back here.
And when can we optimistically expect Mr. Lyons?
Detective Sergeant Gregg, a colleague of DC Lyons, has phoned the state.
About time.
Bible, please.
Take the testament in your right hand.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.